So Binks and I left Guadalajara yesterday. We traveled over to the state just to the southeast of Jalisco, which is Michoacán. We're in Morelia. There's a lot to see and do. Let's go check it out. Okay, so one of the emblematic things of Morelia is the aqueduct. So there are a couple cool things. One of the cool things, as I just showed you, it's on the back of the 50 peso note, and on the front of the 50 peso note is Morelos, which the city of Morelia is named after. So the other cool thing I wanted to mention about the aqueduct is that it's really old. So I'm not going to show my face on the camera. I want you guys to see what the city looks like more, and the aqueduct looks like. But for me, it's really cool because I come from the United States, and you'll hear a lot of times in the United States that there's not a lot of history. And when you hear that, people are talking about, well, you have to go over to Europe to see history, to see really old cities. But my point here is that you can come down to Mexico, and there's a lot of history down here too. The aqueduct goes back to the city's founding, which is roughly the mid 1500s, 1548 I think it was. But the current version, as you see it now, dates to about 1730s. So that's before the founding of the United States. The first version was a wood version, but the stone version now that provided water to the city was from the 1730s, is what I read. And it's on the back of the 50 peso note. So there's an aqueduct in Guadalajara, but the aqueduct here in Morelia is one of the really emblematic aqueducts here in Mexico. Okay, so we're on our way to a really cool church right now. I've seen it only in pictures so far. It's really colorful. I want to go inside. But to give you guys just a quick update, I got to Morelia yesterday. Drove over from Guadalajara. It was a really pretty drive. It was on the toll road the whole way. And because it's the rainy season, the whole countryside was green. It was really pretty. So here in Morelia, it's quite a bit cooler than it is in Guadalajara. I'm kind of surprised. So I'm wearing my jacket, and it's raining during the day. So again, I have my jacket on. In Guadalajara, it doesn't really rain during the day too much, but apparently here in Morelia it does, at least during this time of the year. So let's go check out that church. Okay, so it is confirmed. The church right off to my left here, right in front, Templo de San Diego, is indeed the church that's really colorful inside and really cool. I didn't really go in and take a very good look at what's inside yet. I wanted to save that for taking the camera in, but it's confirmed that it is the church. Just wanted to mention before we go in that right in front of us is a big statue of Morelos. He was one of the founders of the country. He was led the War of Independence, and that's how the city Morelia got its name, from Morelos. So let's go inside, and it's a beautiful plaza. I won't go up there now because we're going to go into the church, but you can see the aqueduct in the background and the big statue of Morelos. So let's go over into the church and take a look. guys, so remember to subscribe. It's free and you'll get notified every time there's a new video. Also, we have a Facebook page, it's Colibri Travel. I'll put the link in the description below. And please become a patron at patreon.com. Leave a comment, I always enjoy hearing from you guys. And back to the video. Okay, so I wanted to be sure to be able to give you guys a good view of the center here, or at least a little quick snapshot. And at the end of the street here we have the Cathedral of Morelia. And I wanted to mention here in this center because it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's one of the things that Morelia is known for, having a beautiful center. And as I might have mentioned, the city itself, it dates back to about 1540, I believe. And so a lot of history here in the center. And you definitely get a feel for that walking around the center here. So a lot of history here in the city, but you definitely get a feel for that walking around the center of the city. So the city was originally named Valladolid, or maybe Valladolid, because it was a Spanish city, Spanish colony, named after Valladolid in Spain. But then after the Mexican Independence War, it was renamed to Morelia in honor of Morelos, one of the leaders of the War of Independence. So I'm staying just outside the city center. And it's a great time to come down. In the month of September, they have all the red, white, and green decorations out for Mexican independence. So I think it's a great place to stay here in the center. My Airbnb is just a little bit outside of the center, about 15 minutes or so, which isn't bad walking. It's a nice walk. And lots of restaurants in the center. Lots of stuff to do. It's not a big tourist hub, but again, that's one of the reasons I like to come here. There's not just tons and tons of tourist stuff there to do like there might be in Ciudad de Mexico, Mexico City, or Puerto Vallarta, or Cancun, or wherever. But I really love coming to these places, and as I think you can see on the video, it's really worth coming to. And just exploring a regular place. And Morelia is very exceptional. It's just a beautiful city, especially here in the center. Okay, so you'll see all the decorations all around throughout the city, all throughout Mexico. And they're not always up, but we're in the month of September. And so contrary to popular opinion, Mexico Independence Day is not Cinco de Mayo, it's not 5th of May, but it's in September. So because of that, because we're in September, they have all their Independence Day decorations up, just like we would do in the United States during July. All right, so we're right by the cathedral, the huge cathedral in Morelia. And I think we've already kind of seen the church, the coolest church in Morelia, the one with all the colors. But what I wanted to see here at the cathedral was they apparently have a really big organ. And so it's a cathedral, so it has a bishop. And so I wanted to go inside and check out the bishop's organ. Apparently it's monumental. The bishop has a monumental organ here in Morelia. Let's go take a look. So it's a very operational church, of course, as with most churches are. And there it is. And it's actually a very well-known organ. The bishop's organ is very well known, and it's actually called the monumental organ of the Cathedral of Morelia. And it goes back to, it was installed in the early 1900s, so the bishop's organ goes way back. Okay, so I came up to this market thinking that they would have gazpachos. I need to try one of the gazpachos. I've seen it all over the internet and researching Morelia, but it turns out that they don't have a lot of food at this market, but I think that there's going to be a place close where I can go and get a gazpacho. So let's go. Okay, so I found the food section of the market. I thought it'd be interesting to show you guys. Right now we're in the piñata section of the market, but I haven't found where I can get a gazpacho yet, but I thought it was worth seeing. Got nice stuff for your kitchen. It's pretty slow today. And you sell your piñatas. This guy has about the most Mexican stand I've ever seen with the Virgen de Guadalupe. Love, that's pretty awesome. We got the piñatas up on top. Vegetables, bananas, apricots. Okay, let's go look for a gazpacho. Okay, so this market is huge. I'm lost. But we're gonna keep looking for the gazpacho. Maybe it was over here that I found one. It's starfruit, the tuna. It was over here that I came in. But of course, it's not the gazpacho that you can buy by the liter in Spain. It's a different kind of gazpacho. I think this is where I saw. ¿La tienen gazpacho? ¿Me das uno, por favor?
¿Lo quieres tradicional, surtido de algo en especial?
Sí, tradicional. ¿Está
¿Mediano?
bien si grabo?
Sí, yo estaba viendo que era. No.
Para YouTube.
¿En YouTube? ¿Sí salimos o no? ¿De tamaño?
Sí, está bien.
No, no salga el
¿Qué es un gazpacho? Cuando escucho gazpacho pienso en la sopa de España.
No, es fruta, lleva piña, jícama, mango, y le podemos poner sal, limón, chile, queso, jugo de naranja y salsa valentina. O si lo quieres de otra fruta, te lo puedo hacer de otra fruta.
Como normal.
Es el tradicional, pues, es el que rifa. ¿De dónde eres?
De los Estados Unidos, vivo en Guadalajara.
Ah, estos somos colegas.
Sí.
¿Verdad?
Okay, so while we're waiting on the gazpacho, the guy that was helping us out is preparing it right now. So from what I understand, it's basically just like a fruit salad, different mix of fruits. They'll throw some different spices and salt on top. So, but we'll see how it turns out. I don't know what these are. I don't know what those are used for. But they have the jericaya.
Porque todas tienen hasta el 25% de descuento.
Yams. ¿Eso es para mí? ¿Para el gazpacho?
Sí, es una...
Es como una ensalada de fruta.
Sí, se puede llamar de varias formas. Más que así.
Y es popular de aquí,
Es lo tradicional.
tradicional de aquí,
Aquí
de
en
Morelia.
Michoacán, sí, los gazpachos. No en todos lados venden. No en todos los estados venden de estos.
De,
Ahora,
Micho
no.
¿De Michoacán o de Morelia
Aquí
específicamente?
se inventaron los gazpachos de Morelia.
Morelia.
Ahora, la abuelita que ya se murió.
Voy a seguir grabando un poco.
Que llega a gran parte del territorio michoacano, diversos estados de la República.
And even la salsa valentina de Jalisco in Michoacán. Sin vergüenzas. And they got the little restaurant to the side. Alright, now we wait on the gazpacho. Okay, so it's 40 pesos, which is just under $2. I'm gonna put the camera down here. Actually, turn the camera up. There we go. And so he said that we got the traditional gazpacho, which is like native to very traditional de Morelia. And I don't know if this on top is chamoy or if it's salsa valentina hot sauce. I'm thinking it's going to be salsa valentina. It looks like you threw some cheese on there. I'm dropping it all over the place, but you can't help it because it's in a cone shape. But they definitely threw some chili on there, and that's definitely salsa valentina hot sauce and cheese. So really typical all across Mexico. They'll put all sorts of stuff on fruit, chamoy, hot sauce. Pretty good. Alright, so I'm finishing up my gazpacho over here at the Callejón del Romance. And in Guanajuato they have the Callejón del Beso, the Alley of the Kiss. But here in Morelia they have the Alley of the Romance. So just to read this quick, the Alley of the Romance was named in the year 1965 since along this street visitors can read the verses of the poem Romance of My City, by the author Lucas Ortiz. Configuration of the alley dates back to the 19th century and was originally known as Alley of the Bag, and later as Alley of Socialism, Viva la Revolución, in my opinion. Anyway, a soap factory was installed in its origins in the alley, and nearby houses were inhabited by their workers. Contemporary interventions have promoted the installations of 3 sources in stonework and flower boxes attached to the walls of the facade to make the place more attractive. So as you can see, already seems very romantic, the alleyway. And along the walls here they have verses of the poem. So let's go see if we can find a verse. And my jacket's dropping out. See if I don't drop it in the water. Looks like they have all different stores, restaurants. Along the alleyway, which is nice, very romantic. It makes you feel like you're in a medieval city, or a, yes, colonial city. Very pretty. You know, a few quinceañera photos have been done in this alley. Bueno, es todo por hoy. Espero que les haya gustado el video de hoy. Hasta la próxima. Nos vemos. Adiós.